Right. Pardon the interruption here, folks. Meteorologist Connor Thompson. We have a tornado warning for Broome County right now across the region. See that pushing through the last hour. As we zoom on in, you'll notice where this is located. We're looking at spots. Union, for example, Binghamton, Dickinson, Vestal, looking at Binghamton University as well, all underneath this tornado warning. This goes until 4:30 this afternoon. So this is something that you need to take safety immediately on. Now, as we take a look at the wider view, you can see on radar, this is the storm relative winds. You'll notice a little bit of rotation right now near Union. Again, you'll notice a little bit of rotation near Union. Let's say a little bit west of Johnson City, a little bit north of Vestal Road, and a little bit north of Binghamton University. We're looking at spots right now. Harry L. Drive, for example, heading over to River Road, up towards Prentice Road, and up towards Robinson Hill Road. We are underneath this warning. Now, this is a higher elevation for this radar scan. You can see, once again, that area of warning, that's circulation right there, over Country Club Road, over near Robinson Road as well. Thank you, Meteorologist Brian Trader. Just hand me this. Again, it's tornado rotation was indicated by the radar. It'd be dangerous for Binghamton, Johnson City, and Shenango Bridge near around 410, and Santerra Springs around 420. Let's go back to the radar here at the present site, and I'm going to zoom in once again, and you'll notice what we're dealing with. This area of tornadic activity right off to the west of Port Dickinson and a little bit north of Binghamton. Again, this is issued until 4:30 this afternoon. You'll notice that rotation, again, across the entirety of the region up towards Covesville, a little bit north of Windsor, but towns include Vestal in this, Johnson City, Binghamton. You see Port Dickinson as well, and a little bit under Shenango Bridge as well. So if you know someone in this area, tell them to get to safety immediately. Get to the lowest room of your house, get to the safest place away from windows. If you don't have a basement, head towards the sturdiest frame in your house, lowest level in your house, and if worst comes to worst, get to the bathtub and cover yourself with a mattress. Again, showing you the rotation here that was radar indicated, and look at where we're dealing with this. We're looking at, again, Prentice Road, Oakdale Road, near Johnson City, moving, again, around, let's see what they say, moving around 40 miles an hour towards the east. So this is something we're very cautious about here. Now, as we take a look at what we call the correlation coefficient, this shows debris fields here. Now, right now, not looking at much in the way of any significant debris in the atmosphere, which is the good news. Again, we're not confirming a tornado on the ground, but what we are confirming is that rotation is there. So again, if you're in these areas such as Johnson City, Binghamton, Shenango Bridge, Vestal, get to safety immediately. Head to the lowest room in your house, away from windows. That way you can remain safe here across the region. Now heading back, again, to the rotation, I'm just going to zoom in just a bit again. Right now, dealing towards Oakdale Road, towards Dale Hill Road, near Watson Boulevard, near Westover. That's where these areas of rotation are the strongest. So again, you'll notice right here, that's the spot we're watching out for, and it is moving eastward at 40 miles an hour. So relatively quick mover here, but like we keep mentioning, you need to get to safety, especially depending on how quick this storm moved down through. Radar indicated. Doesn't mean it necessarily is on the ground, but there is the potential to see that radar. Now let's take a look at the last hour or so of this loop, and you can see how it quickly developed. Nothing was really there until it was there. It started quickly developing. So if you are in these regions of Johnson City, Endwell, which is where it's located, Binghamton, Shenango Bridge, get to safety immediately. As we look at the pause view here, moving on in, look at the cell to the north of Dale Hill Road, near Airport Road, near Watson Hill Road, Willis Road. We are looking at this being a problematic situation because of the tornadoes. As we look right now, you can see what we're dealing with. Again, until 4:30 this afternoon. So 20 more minutes of this tornado warning, we are expecting it to go. As we zoom in just a bit, we see now where that rotation is the heaviest. Dale Hill Road, Airport Road, a little bit east of Harry L. Drive, Lower Stella Ireland Road, looking at that Glenwood Road as well. A very significant storm here with this tornado warning. So again, if you're in these spots, Shenango Bridge, Johnson City, Binghamton, get to safety immediately here. We don't want to risk you getting hurt or something worse happening. Zooming on in once again, we are looking at near Airport Road, down into near towards Lower Stella Road here across the region. Again, taking a look at radar currently, or at least the last hour or so, you notice how quickly this bubbled up across the region. Now, there were some severe warned storms, but right now, this is the only tornado warning we see so far active in the southern tier. We have one up to the north in Madison County, not associated with this, but again, this is up until 4:30, so get to safety immediately. You can see that hook. You can kind of see that hook right here. Let me go back to the computer and I will zoom in on where this hook is. And that's a telltale sign of a tornadic activity possibility here. As we zoom on in, you can see near Dickinson, near Broome County Community College, we are looking at the potential. But look at that hook echo, a really well-defined hook echo. And again, Johnson City, Binghamton, Shenango Bridge, areas up until about now. As we head towards 420, the further east it goes, those risks will start to increase as we head on in to the rest of this warning period. So 4:30 is when this ends. Again, get to safety, get to the basement, get to the lowest level of your house. Make sure you have ways to contact officials if you do happen to lose power. Make sure you have ways to keep up with the weather updates. Download the Storm Tracker Weather app. You'll get updates right to your phone. Make sure you have ways to contact family. Again, just make sure you get to the safest spot in your house, and we can keep you safe and keep you updated during this time frame. We are looking at the potential here again of a possible tornado, hence the tornado warning in Broome County. You can see where that circulation is right now near Lower Stellar Ireland Road, near Dickinson, near Airport Road. It's moving east towards spots near I-81, towards the BCC, towards busy active areas. So if you know anyone in these neck of the woods, make sure they get to safety immediately. This rotation, again, was radar indicated. As we go back, like I said, over the last hour, it really quickly picked up in nature. This is something that quickly formed. And again, the atmosphere is conducive for this to happen. Again, get to the lowest levels of your house, get to safety. As we zoom on in here in the warning area, we're looking at spots, for example. Let's get some more specific roadways. Lewis Road, Smith Hill Road, North Morningside Drive, Hillside Drive, of course, I-81 Hickory Road, South College Drive, any of these parts here across the region. Make sure you get to safety. Again, this doesn't mean a tornado is on the ground. This is radar indicated, which means there was radar picked up some rotation, and that's why the National Weather Service issued this warning for Broome County. Again, this was detected at 4:02. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Enwell or over Endicott, moving east at 40 miles an hour. There was radar indicated rotation. So impact of this. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damages to roof, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. We're now looking at this moving further to the east. Again, this is in effect until 4:30. So about 15 minutes from now is when we're staying on air with this tornado. Now, as we take a close look here, again, you can see that rotation, that nice little couplet just north of Binghamton, looking towards Dickinson, again, towards BCC, towards I-81, and also towards Route 11, Route 7 as well, heading eastward towards Shenango Street. You can bring up the webcam. I am going to bring up the webcam real quick here, folks. Tower cam. Okay, meteorologist Brian Schrader brought that in. We can kind of see it on the imagery right now, just off to the picture here. You can kind of see it off right there. You can kind of see that cloud extending down to the atmosphere here. But this is our tower cam overlooking the southern tier. That's what we're watching out for here as we head on in to the next couple of minutes here. That's a great shot. Great pickup by meteorologist Brian Schrader there to see that on our radar imagery here. So taking a look back, satellite and radar. Looking at this occurring right now. Again, tornado warning in effect for rotation indicated by radar. Doesn't mean it's happening. Doesn't mean it is on the ground, but we are taking the precautions here. A very dangerous situation. As we take a closer look here, we are looking at this system now slowly weakening just a bit, but still, if you're near River Road, Nolan Nolan Road, Old State Road, Route 7B, I-88 as well. Make sure you find safety as you head on in to the next couple of minutes here. Get to the basement, get to the safe area of your house, looking at spots like, for example, Pleasant Hill Road. If you're near Fenton, you should be okay, but take precaution regardless. Make sure you go to the smallest or the safest spot in your house, which is the basement. Next safest spot would be the lowest level in your house, away from the windows. Rotation here, showing it popping up just a bit to the north. It looks like, again, it is weakening, which is a good thing here, but you'll notice to the wider view, again, this is a higher elevation angle. You can see that couplet just off to the north in Broome County. So we're watching this very carefully here. And right now, this is our correlation coefficient. This is something we look for, not just for tornado debris, but for any mixed precipitation events during the winter. But this is a good indicator if we see any debris in the area of the storm. Right now, it's not looking like it, but we can see some areas picking up some different signatures here. So a good sign here that we could see some debris flying in the air as the storm progresses across the region. So again, tornado warning in effect until 4:30 for Broome County. We're talking about spots. Let's go back to see where that warning is. Talking about spots, Binghamton, heading up towards Shenango Bridge, heading over towards Fenton, heading over towards Colesville, heading up towards Tunnel Hill Road, Pleasant Hill Road, Boley Hack Road as well, looking at the path of this possible tornado entering their region. So, like I've been mentioning, get to the safest spot in your house, which is the basement. If you don't have a basement, the best spot would be the lowest level, away from windows, away from doors. Bathtub also is a great place with the mattress over you to protect yourself from any potential debris that might occur from this system. Now again, this is in effect until 4:30, and it was radar indicated at 4:02 this afternoon by the National Weather Service in Binghamton. So let's go back to the last hour or so. Let's zoom in on here, and you can kind of see it is weakening a bit, which is good news. This was strengthening as it was pushing through. That would cause some issues, but right now it is looking like it's weakening as it pushes on eastward. But until the warning is up, do not take this for granted. Hide, stay safe in the lowest interior of your house. You should be okay after that. But around Route 7 in particular, that's what we're watching out for. Also Route 88 as well, looking at the potential of seeing this tornado cross over it. If you know anyone in that area, tell them to get to safety immediately to prevent any issues from arising with this system. Now, as we zoom on in once again, we heard this storm actually over Johnson City, causing some heavy raindrops on our station here. But this just popped up at 4:02. It's now around 4:19 right now across the region. Again, we're looking at Pleasant Hill Road, River Road, Boley Hack Road, maybe these smaller sub-streets as well, looking at the potential of seeing the storm here. Now, as we go back to this lovely picture here, we might be able to see this funnel cloud form. Meteorologist Brian Schrader is zooming in just a bit here, but there is the possible rotation just off in the distance here. Again, this was radar indicated. What that means, it's not a confirmation that it touched the ground, but it means there is the rotation in the atmosphere. And our conditions today were favorable for that. National Weather, the Storm Prediction Center, I should say, issued for this the potential for tornadoes today. So while we're not in that tornado watch, which is just off to the east of us, looking at spots in, for example, Otsego County, over towards, further eastward towards Albany, we were not in that. But just because we weren't in that doesn't mean we weren't susceptible to seeing a stray tornado or two form. Case in point here with this system, we got to about 10 minutes until this warning is expired. I'll stay on air with you as well. And you can see it weakening, which is the good thing. Again, let's see if we can see any rotation on this cell. And there is a little bit of rotation still with this cell. But again, not looking at too much of the way of any significant rotation as of now. It looks like it's weakening as it's moving eastward, which is what we want to see here across the southern tier. Now, with that on the way, we are expecting this to start to settle down just a bit. Now, we can see on radar and satellite here, we are looking at the potential here of seeing some tornadoes or a tornado form here across the region. Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges, he's on his way in. That's right. We have the entire weather team coming in today for this system. We are looking at this cell to the north here of Broome County. Looking at this pushing on in, it is pushing its way to the north here. You see around Route 7, around Route 11, it just passed through. This area right here is what we're looking at. Towards Fenton is the area we are tracking the most here for the potential for the severe weather. As we look back at the loop here, you can notice how it's weakening, which is what we like to see here with these types of storms. It's weakening, it is looking fine, but we are still going to have this warning up.
I can drive.
All right, meteorologist Brian Schrader is driving this bus for me. I'm going to go back on air here. You'll notice where that rotation is. You can notice just off to the west here, you'll notice some rain showers, but you'll notice right around I-88 towards 369, that cell right there. That's what caused this tornado warning to form. Now, as we look at the last hour or so, you'll notice it's very quiet here across the region. Now, as we zoom on in here with this potential storm across the region, we're zooming on in once again just towards the north of Broome County right now across the region. I am checking up updates on my phone as we speak. Right now, still in effect until 4:30 this afternoon, so about 8 minutes from now. Looking to look again at this storm relative winds here, about half a degree higher than what I just showed you across the region. Still showing that minor rotation. Again, not a confirmed tornado, but if you are in that neck of the woods, near Fenton, for example, let's zoom on in, near I-88, near Ballyhack Road, Pleasant Hill Road, get to safety immediately. Warning expires in about 7 minutes or so. We are looking at this carefully here. Again, this is very rare that we see tornadoes here in Broome County. We are also looking at the potential here of not confirming a tornado, but we do looking at the correlation coefficient here. Right now, not looking at any major signature debris, which is a good thing, but we are looking again at the potential of seeing some tornadic activity. Zooming on in where that warning area is. Again, this is going until 4:30 this afternoon. So this is about 10 minutes away across the entirety of the region. They are it's going to weaken. It has weakened across the region here. So that is the get to the safest spot across the region. We are looking at the potential here of seeing the tornado warning across the area. We are still looking at this continuing on here as we head on in across the area. Storm relative winds here again showing that rotation. You see just to the east of Shenango, we're looking at that continuing to diminish here as we head on in. The higher elevations showing that hook echo just a bit, continuing on as we push across the region. Now, as we look ahead at the correlation coefficient, it is looking like it is starting to weaken. I got a report from one of our reporters that near Binghamton, the sun is shining. It is looking like we are looking at this quickly moving the area. Again, this was not a confirmed tornado in the area, but if you are near the areas of, say, let's say Route 7 near Martin Hill Road, looking at near Hunt Hill Road, near Vincent Hill Road, Tunnel Road, even a little bit further east of Ballyhack Road, make sure you get to safety, and then you'll be okay to go here as you head on in to, as we head to the next couple of minutes here. 5 more minutes remaining on this warning. It would not be shocking to see if the National Weather Service did decide to pull the plug a bit early on this warning, but right now, still in effect for another 5 minutes here across the region. Again, tornado warning in effect due to this system moving through. Quickly spawned up. Our atmosphere was juicy for this, to say the least. We saw the potential here of seeing those tornadic activities possible. Now, again, like I mentioned, we weren't in the watch area. That's well off to the east. But just because we weren't in that doesn't mean we weren't going to see that possibility here. And we were underneath that slight risk, but we had that 2% chance, a non-zero chance. And there we have it. We had that tornado form up. We're also tracking this line of showers and storms off to the west of us, pushing through Chemung County up towards Tompkins County. Carefully watching that. Could see a few severe thunderstorm warnings issued out of that if they continue to get stronger. Now, looking ahead, we're looking right now, satellite data currently, that tornado warning still in effect. Again, looking at towards Route 7, looking at Route 8, Route 7, I-88 area, looking at that being the main issue we're looking at here. The cell has weakened quite a bit. That's the good news, but even though we're still within this, we're looking at around 4 minutes to go. 3.5 minutes now to go until this warning is expired. Again, we're tracking this very carefully here as we head on in to the rest of this warning period. Now, as we take a look here at storm relative winds, this is a good way for us to see rotation. Seeing it not being the strongest here across the area, that is the good news here. And it looks like we expired that tornado warning here in Broome County. So that, even though it's still showing up on the map, it says National Weather Service did cancel it around 4:20. So about 6 minutes ago, it did get expired. So while it's still showing up here on the map, they did expire it about 5-7 minutes ago. We are going to send you back to our regularly scheduled programming. If there's any more severe weather, we will break in to give you all the information. I'll have all the latest updates coming up tonight at 6. I'll see you then.